show where we talk about leadership, healing, self-love, discipline, and becoming the woman we are called to be. This is your time to reset your mind, grow, reflect, and start your day with intention. If you are in the live, go ahead and comment good morning and where you're watching from. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. So today we're talking about healing your inner self. So as we talked about, healing is not quick. It's not quick. It's not something that's once and done. I realize I need healing and you go head first and voila, you wake up tomorrow and done. I thought that, okay, once you identify what the issue is, you heal from it. That's what I thought. I'm like, okay, that was wrong. I won't do it again. I thought that was healing. Okay, I won't do it again. I thought that was healing. That's not healing. That is acknowledging that you identify that there is something, but that's not healing. So healing is not something that happens overnight. Healing is a process. It's a time for you to do a deep self-reflection of self, right? And a lot of people want instant healing. A lot of people want quick fixes. That's the thing. A lot of people go through things and they want God to just take it away. Now, a lot of times, let me explain to you why I feel like God is not there in the mix of you're asking him to take the pain or something away. The reason why it feels like he's not there is because you're asking him for something, but yet you don't want to go through the process. Meaning that you're asking me for something, but you're not listening to what's next. So you're asking me to take the pain away, but I need you just to sit in it for a little while. The reason why is not that I want you to feel pain. I need you to know what it feels like. You're running from the emotion. That's why so many people, when they go through healing and they begging God to take the pain away of, whatever hurt them or whoever hurt them. But it's not that God is not taking it away from you quickly. It's just the fact that he needs you to feel it. A lot of people run from the emotion, not the problem. You're not running from the problem. You're running from the emotion. You have to feel it. If you don't feel the emotion, you're going to go through this process again of being hurt. You're going to be back at square one with another person, same energy, and you're going to be crying back to God again, saying, God, help me get through this. Take this pain away, but you won't sit in the emotion. It's not the pain, it's not the problem. It's the emotion that you keep running from. And you got to learn that healing is not fast emotional recovery. God will heal you of that pain once you acknowledge, right? This is what it feels like. Let me give you an example, as I always do. I talk about people, you run into a brick wall with your helmet on, you'll do it again. You'll show them like, hey, it don't hurt. You'll do it again. But you take that helmet off and run into a brick wall, you will never do it again. So instead of asking God and waiting on God to do a big thing, understand that God is doing just what he's supposed to be doing, allowing you to feel it because you are the reason these things keep happening in your life. If you feel what it feels like, you won't let that back in your life. So you don't go to God and feel that healing is just, God, I just want to be over it. I just want to be over it. You can't be over it until you know what it feel like. When you know what it feel like, then you can get over it because you don't like the feeling. You are running from the problem. You are running from the emotion is what's keeping you tied down. To beat the emotion, to move ahead, you have to acknowledge the emotion and say, okay, this is a problem and I don't like this. So it doesn't matter if the different man, same energy come in. It doesn't matter because what's going to happen is now you're going to recognize it. Now you know who I am. You understand my discernment. You understand when I'm talking to you because now not only did you sit in it to feel it, now you know who I am. You understand my discernment. You understand when I'm talking to you because now not only did you sit in it to feel it, reflection, doing a self-reflection, not just pointing to they did, he did this, she did that to hurt me, they did. What about you? What part did you play in that? No one can touch you unless you allow them in. Until you understand that you're in control of everything of yours, that God blessed you with, you're in control of that thing. No one can take it from you. No one can dwindle you out of it. No one can manipulate you unless you allow them. And if you don't heal properly by acknowledging the emotions, sitting in it, and then creating the boundaries and doing the self-reflection, baby, you're not going to heal. Grace with yourself. That's what real healing look like. Having grace with yourself, not beating yourself up like, oh, I'm so stupid, I should have done that. I'm so stupid, I should have done it. I'm so stupid, I should have done that. I shouldn't have. Yes, you shouldn't have done that. But give yourself grace, because if you knew better, you would have did better. If you knew better, you'd have done better. That's it. If you knew better, you would have done better. That is it, and that is all. Right? So, understanding, you don't heal in a day from years of pain. This been happening to you since your childhood, and you think you just gonna wake up and say, because a lot of y'all do it, I'm done. I am done. I'm no longer letting these people get a hold of me. Yeah, baby, they're gonna get a hold of you again. Baby, they're gonna get a hold of you again and again and again, and every chance they get, they're gonna put their claws in you. And you know why they're gonna put their claws in you? Because you didn't go through the emotional part of the healing. You went through the verbal. I said, right? That's the motivation. You're motivated to do it, but you didn't put the discipline behind it to create the boundaries to make it a thing, to declare it to be so. So that's what that means. So you don't heal in a day from years of pain, trauma, rejection, disappointment, betrayal, loss. You don't heal from all that in one day or overnight. No, healing is a process. Let me tell you what it looked like. Some days you feel strong. Some days you're going to feel at peace. Through the healing process, baby, it's like you going through it back and forth. And it's only because you are being awakened every time to a new trigger in your life that you did not know. You didn't know that these were survival modes. You didn't know that these were things that you were supposed to heal from. You didn't know these things. What up, chap? You didn't know these things. So it's like one day you're going to feel good. Let me tell you how it go. You're going to feel strong. You're going to feel at peace. You're going to feel hopeful. Baby, you're going to feel real good. That third day, you're going to be back to feeling fatigued, emotional. You're going to feel tired. You're going to feel confused. You're going to feel all these different, it's just the emotional roller coaster, up and down, because now you have to identify what is the next trigger. This is all part of healing. And it's not the fact that it's going to stop when you become healed. No, you're going to heal for the rest of your life because you're going to run into triggers for the rest of your life. You're going to run into people, things, reminders for the rest of your life. But what you're learning is to rewire your brain. So when your brain identifies a certain thing, your brain won't say, okay, this is how we respond. It only knows to respond from survival mode. Now you're throwing something else in there and you're telling your brain, no, this is another way to respond. Until your brain constantly pick the healthier version, you're going to constantly be triggered from a thing. And that's okay. It's not a bad thing. So let's look at it like this. Stop looking at it like, man, I'm just going through it. I'm tired. This healing process, you know, y'all love to be it dramatic. This healing process, I'm on a healing journey, is just doing too much. This spiritual awakening, just doing too much. You know, y'all go extra because you got to let everybody know that you're just going through it. Pump your brakes. Rewire your brain, because what your brain is telling you is, wait a minute, this new exercise, because that's what it is. You're exercising your brain by teaching it something new. This new exercise, we don't like it. We having a hard time. It's stressful. I don't like it. Something new, right? But what you need to train your brain is every time that you go from, yes, feeling powerful, at peace and hopeful, to now you feel like, triggered, emotional, and tired, you need to tell your brain that, look, this is a learning experience. This is not to hurt me. I'm learning something new, right? When you train, right? That's why as a personal trainer, I don't tell people to work out. We don't use that word workout. We use train, because when you're training for a goal, for something. It is an accomplishment at the end. So the same way with a learning experience, what you're teaching your brain is, and you're rewiring your brain to react and say, hey, what we're learning, what new exercise do we have today? Or when your brain pick up red flags, it'll say, okay, what exercise are we learning today? Because this is going to make me someone that I'm going to be proud of my future self. Because the goal is to be a healed version of yourself, step into the higher vibration of yourself. So if you look at it as a learning experience, instead of looking at it as someone's coming for you, or this is just too hard, change the way you think, change the way you speak, things will go smoother. Because the way we're taught to speak from survival mode, the way we're taught to speak from survival mode is from a place of control. It's a place from control. Thank you, Capricorn lady. It's a place from control. And thank you, Chap, for the share. So, survival mode is a place from control. So listen, let's start over like this. I'm tired of this. I'm just so tired of this healing journey. I am so tired of this. I'm so tired of this. And then your brain automatically says what? Take control. How do you take control? Walk away from this. Walk away. Even when it comes to training, you want to train your body. Thank you, Queen. And some other people follow. Thank you so much. I caught it, but I'm teaching. So change this. So if I say I'm working out, I'm going to work out. Automatically, my mind says, oh, man, this is going to be long. This is going to be a long hour. Oh, my God, these reps. It's going to be too many reps. It's just going to be this. Now I take control. I ain't going to the gym today. However, if I look at it from a learned experience, right? If I look at it from that place of a learned experience and I say, okay, this is a learning curve. This is happening. I'm telling my brain that, hey, don't quit. Because the only option that it had was control, was to quit. Now your brain have options of, wait, we don't have to quit. This is learning. This is helping us. And then your brain wants more exercises. You become that person that want to know more about how becoming the better version of yourself. So that's what I need you to understand, that healing is a process, right? Some days you're going to feel strong. Some days you're going to feel at peace. Some days you're going to feel hopeful. These are days that you're going to feel that. But other days you're going to feel triggered, emotional, tired, and confused. And that's okay. I need you to look at it like this. Some days you're just going to be motivated. I taught you guys. Motivation means this. It's like an emotion. It's up and down. Emotions are up and down. That's motivation. Is up and down. It's up and down. Some days you're motivated. Some days you're not. It's an emotion. However, it's the discipline behind it that keeps you going. So if you're motivated without discipline, you will quit listen, some days you're going to feel good. And the days that you feel good, and then the next day when you don't feel good, guess what you're going to do? You're going to quit. Oh, thank you, holy man. Oh, mama. Okay, I think I said that right. Thank you so much. But listen, that's how it feels. That's how those days feel. And that does not mean you're not healing. Listen, I'm going to tell you, I always give y'all my testimony. I think that's the best way to teach the next person. And ladies, let me tell you something. Men as well, if you're in here. Your testimony is needed. I know. The Bible, they stopped writing the Bible at a certain time and said that this is it. Go to those testimonies, read the Bible. Those testimonies were needed. And if you're going through something, read the Bible, because we go through the same thing. Baby, God created us just like he created them. So what that means, thank you, baby, for the follow. What does that mean? Meaning that the same way their testimony is needed is the same way that my testimony is needed. Do you understand? It is not a modern day miracle. It is not called a modern day testimony. It is not called a nothing. That is all man-made. Man said stop writing the Bible and nobody else's testimony needed. God created us all the same. So in these seasons of our lives, it is so important to find people that are going to feed our spirit and not just our mind to fill it up. Because if you're just feeding my mind, what am I feeding it? Or what state or what season am I in my life, and what am I intaking? Meaning that I just went through a divorce and I'm angry, so I'm going to listen to a podcast that's an angry woman that's talking about how you don't let these men run you over. You don't let this, and that's what I'm going to listen to, and that's what I'm going to feed myself with, but I'm not growing. So it's so important. That's why I tell you guys my testimony. So when I was going through my whole spiritual awakening, my healing journey, when I was doing that, when I went through the process, it wasn't an easy process. Thank you, 80s. Listen, it wasn't an easy process for me at all. It was not something that I sat there and said, okay, I'm done, God. What you got for me? No, it was a fight for my life every day, because it seemed like I kept getting baptized in the dark night of the soul over and over and over and over until I learned that the reason why I feel this way is because because I was too busy trying to get away from the problem and not sitting in the emotion. In order to heal from what I went through, I had to sit in the emotion. I was too busy praying to God, God, please take this pain away. I don't want to deal with this no more. I feel like I'm trapped in my head, these thoughts, and I'm constantly thinking about this. Why does this feel? Because I was running away from the emotions, meaning that what he kept showing me from my past, and I had to relive those embarrassing moments, or relive the times when I was humiliated, or relive the time when the fake friends, when my feelings was hurt. I'm like, why does I keep, God, what is this? It's because I kept running from the feeling until one day I stopped and I sat in it. When that thought came, I sat in it and I felt it, and I felt the hurt. I felt the pain in it. I felt what I should have felt when I was 17, 18, 21, 23, 32. What I should have felt then, but I said, man, whatever, I'm used to this. Ain't nothing you can do to me. I don't care. That don't hurt my feelings, and I pushed it to the back. When really, I addressed it in secondary emotion, meaning my primary emotion was my feelings was hurt, but I addressed it in the secondary, which was anger or ignoring or something in that nature. So now I have to sit in it in my primary, because what I had to teach my mind is I had to rewire my mind that we are no longer sitting in secondary emotions. We react immediately in the primary emotions. If you hurt my feelings, I can honestly tell you hurt my feelings. I can cry if I want to. I can do whatever I want. But what I'm not going to do is react anymore. I'm going to respond. That's a healthier choice for me, right? And so I had to sit in it. Once I started sitting in it, my healing process just started just flowing. Thank you, Lovely Fitness. I just started flowing just like this. My healing process became a smooth ride. It stopped being bumpy. It stopped being confusing. And then one day I sat back and I'm like, wait a minute. I don't have no I'm not because after the spiritual awakening and after the healing and after all that, guess what happens? You go back to feeling normal. The whole time I was running trying to feel normal. God, I just want to feel normal. But I didn't know what normal was, because what I was telling God is, God, I just want to feel normal. I want this pain away. I just want to go back to feeling normal. Well, I can't go back to feeling normal, because what I knew as normal was survival mode. I'm in healing mode. There's no such thing. So survival mode became my past. There is nothing for me to tie my normal to anymore, because the past no longer exists. So I had to create my new normal. What do I want my new normal? Listen, when I tell you guys, this is how easy it is to fix your life, right? You have to decide and acknowledge that you want change. Once you decide you want change, now you have to go through the process. God is going to take you through your own process, baby. He's going to take you through your own process. You have to listen. Stop listening here. Don't use these. These right here, he's not talking to you through there. That's what man talked to you through. The enemy talked to you through there, right? God will start to talk to you through your nervous system. That's why he teaches you how to self-regulate. Meaning, how do we teach you how to self-regulate? By making you sit in emotions. Making you sit in emotions to identify the correct emotions, right? And putting the correct emotions to the correct feelings. That's how he does that. But now you have to, what do you want your normal to look like? Not new norm. See, you have to remember, you were born in purpose, on purpose, for a purpose. You were born in innate nature. You were created in innate nature, which is your true authentic self, who God called you to be, who he blessed you with, told you this is going to be your purpose, this, that, and the third. It's just when you came out the womb, survival mode swallowed you up, because your parents taught you everything to survive, right? So you don't know anything about your spiritual gifts. You don't know anything about nothing. They just tell you that this is God, this is how you got to praise him, this is how you got to pray, this is how you got to do. And you're trying to figure out, God, why you're not hearing me? Because you're not praying in your tongue to him. You're praying in the tongue that was taught to you. And the tongue to him is, once you get in a relationship with God, he'll teach you the language between you and him. So now, what does your new norm look like? What do you want it to look like? Well, it has to be, sorry, y'all, I'll be getting hot. I'm getting old. Antonio, thank you. So what is your new norm? You don't know yet, so you're going to compare your new norm to everything from survival mode because that's all you know. So that's why it's going to look like constantly that your life constantly keep changing. Like constantly, it's like, why is this? I keep hitting a dead end. I'm trying to do better. I keep hitting a dead end. It's because until you go through the process of understanding that you are no longer what that was and what you're trying to reach does not exist until you create it. You have to create it. I know it sounds complicated. It sounds crazy. But baby, that was the simplest thing. Once I finally caught on, I said, oh, Cheerios. I said Cheerios. I got bars. Listen, once I realized that, it was on and popping there. Everything in my life just started going smooth. Because what did I just create? I know what I don't want. I don't know who I solely am, but I know what I don't want. I don't want what I came out of. I don't want what I was born into. I don't want that anymore. But you telling me, you giving me a whole canvas that I can create whatever I want as long as I'm in purpose and in alignment with you. I can have whatever I like. Say less, God. Okay, cool. And that's how I start creating my life. I had to become. Meaning that everything that I was teaching, and I get on here and I just motivational speak to you guys, and I would do this, and I was teaching, and a little bit here and there. I'm like, no. See, the world said if they looked at me, oh, you're teach. I'm not teaching. I'm speaking. I'm speaking from a place of testimony. I am the product. Right? I stopped trying to look like what I thought. Thank you so much. Look like what I thought it should look like. And I created what I am by becoming, because I'm the product. Everything that I'm clothed in, I don't care if it's from my nails to my glasses to my hair, whatever it is that I'm clothed in is going to represent Coach Nye. When you see Coach Nye, see, people will identify Coach Nye. They don't identify Coach Nye as just, oh man, she has some good show. They identify Coach Nye for what I do. I lead. Everything that I teach you guys is about leadership. It doesn't matter what platform you go to, you have homework. They're going to speak about, okay, that's Coach Nye. She give homework. She's always teaching a thing. She give homework. What is her homework about? Leadership, becoming better. Everything about me, because I am the product, right? How can I be the product? I went through my pain and I didn't become my scars. I went through my pain and I, did a blueprint. I paved the way for others that went through just like I am. See, I decided that I'm not going to come around and, just have people. I need a bunch of followers. Y'all go ahead and follow me. Y'all go ahead and do this because I'm trying to get here. I didn't do that to be seen by the world, because I understand the people that's going to find me are the ones that set apart. Those are the ones that God have for me because of the fact I'm speaking their native tongue. I'm not speaking everybody's native tongue. I'm not for everybody, and that's okay. And I had to learn to be okay with that. Now we got a little bit off topic because we're talking about healing, and that was my testimony on how did I understand the healing of it. How did I understand it? Is because I had to realize that I needed to sit in it to feel it. Therefore, it'll never happen to me again. I give y'all the example. You run into a brick wall with a helmet on, guess what's going to happen? You run into it again. You're trying to prove a point. Like, look, it don't hurt. You run into it again. You run into it at this angle. Oh, at this angle, it don't hurt. But run into it without the helmet, baby, you'll never do it again. That's part of healing. You have to sit in the emotions, because if you allow yourself to feel what people did or how they hurt you, yeah, it don't feel good. But if you allow yourself to feel it, you have no choice but to say, I'm never letting that happen to me again. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. So you got to understand, healing is not linear. You can have good days and you can have hard days. But what do you choose? It doesn't mean just because you're having hard days that you're not growing. Baby, you growing every day. Every day. Let me tell you, a lot of people quit right here, right? This is where they quit. Because you hear people say dark night of the soul. What is dark night of the soul? It is just you versus you. Survival mode, you, when you decide to heal, it is looking at that survival mode, who the world created and who God created you to be. That person that you always wanted to be. You always wanted to just love on people and be nice to people. You just want to be that lover boy. You want to be that lover girl. You want to be that princess treatment. You want to be all, I don't know why y'all want to be a princess. Why not be a queen? But that's neither here nor there. We'll talk about it another day. But you want all these things, right? But at the same time, You know that if you act out of your authentic self, the world will eat you up. Who said that? Who said that? Who said that if you be your authentic self, the world will eat you up? Well, I just seen it happen to people. But it's not true. Do you understand? You have to understand that where you stand, where you are, what is true. You've been hiding your true authentic self from a rumor. And let me tell you how that rumor goes. That rumor goes like this. The enemy, y'all always give the enemy too much clout. Y'all always give the enemy too much clout, right? Y'all always telling them like, oh, the enemy did this, the enemy did that, the enemy ain't did nothing. Let me tell you how the enemy shows up in your life. I told you got to keep your gate closed. Your gate closed is access to your mind. The enemy shows up just like this. You just having a good day. You like, yep, everything's going so good. I'm just going to be my true authentic self. I just want to go love everybody. And that the enemy do? The enemy throw this, a thought. That's all the enemy do. The enemy never do no more than a thought. That's it. You just do a thought. Those split decisions that you have to make real quick. Right now, should I jump or should I not? The enemy show up, yeah, jump. Listen, they've been showing us this since we was a kid. When we would watch cartoons, it'd be the good, the angel, and the devil. You understand? That was never anything wrong. That was never anything. That just wasn't cartoon. That wasn't fake. That was real. They were showing us since we was a kid. And see, when we're a kid, we're so impressionable. When we're a kid, we're still close. We're under that thin line of the veil, right? We're that thin line that we're still tapped in spiritually, but yet we're living under our parents, which is survival mode in this world. So that's why they need to come and let us know. And then in cartoons, let me tell you how smooth they did it, that the angel will say, don't do it, but then they'll do it anyway because the enemy says so. But then when they do it, guess what happened? They don't DIE. They bump their head. Something that can KILL them. In the cartoon, it just showed that they bumped their heads and it said pow, boom, boom, whatever, right? And we get to laugh because in our mind, what's going to hurt us? It's not going to hurt us if that happened, and that's why so many kids get hurt, right? But listen, brings you back to Adam and Eve. Do we not eat that fruit? Nope, it's going to bring some stuff because the fear of the unknown, they didn't know what it was going to bring, but their whole thing is no. And to the enemy gave them a thought. Just like that cartoon gave you a thought. And once they bit into it, it was like, you still alive. You still alive. Right? But they're not. So even when God said you know, your days will be shortened and different things like that, when he talked about that in the Bible, yeah, people looking at it like we're still living, but no, you were supposed to live over thousands of years. That's how you were supposed to live. One day is 1,000 years for God. So you did not make it to 1,000 years anymore. And he meant what he said when he said, you will not live another day. One day is 1,000 years. They never made it to 1,000 years again. I'm just saying. So in those times, right, you have to understand that some days is going to be good days and some days is going to be hard days, but you're still growing. Thank you so much for the follow, but you're still growing. Still growing. Now, you have to give your permission to heal at your own pace. Let's talk about that. Heal at your own pace. Y'all be such in a rush to heal because the thing is, thank you so much, Fabi, for the follow. If I heal, I have to hurry up and heal because I want her back. I want him back. I want things back. I want the family back together. I got to hurry up and heal. It's kind of like, look at healing like this. You cannot go into a rehab. I need my family back, so I got to come in here and just go. I need you to learn everything right now because I need my family back. That's not how that works. This is a 6-month rehab. It's the reason why it's 6 months. Thank you so much, Vanetta. I think I said that right, Gomez. It's a 6 months. So, baby, what are you doing? You think you're going to come in here and I got to let you out tomorrow so you can be with your family? No, you have to heal. Ladies, let me explain something to you because this is the Lead Her Morning Show. Men, if you're here, I guess switch the roles as they go, right? But listen, you want him back, but you need to heal. You think that, okay, I'll change all the ways that he told me to be. Everything he said that irritated him. I talk too much. I do too much. I this, that, I that. I'm going to change all of that. That's not healing. That is changing. That is a toxic trait. That is of survival mode. That is you trying to fit in somewhere where you don't belong. Because when you heal, you realize that is not your person. That was your lesson. And his lesson was to watch you heal, to grow and be the woman who you've always been called to be. And he realized, and it triggered something in him, that he is the problem. Like, dang, I lost a good one. Do you see how amazing she is? Look how she glowed up on me. Look how beautiful she is. Oh my God, that shelf she got in the back of her. When did she do that? She never did any of that with me, because you never gave her the place to grow. And the reason why you didn't give her the place to grow is because you had no growing space within you. Your mindset was so small of just control. It never went into anything bigger. Not even big enough to control your own business. It stayed right here, that whatever you got at the tip of your fingers, that is all you control, and that is all you're going to have, and that is all that you worth. So since you didn't see the self-worth in you, then therefore you tried to trigger in her to see, so she won't see the self-worth in her. But when she grow and glow and become everything that she said and knew she could be, that she couldn't be like that with you. The reason why she couldn't be like that with you, why would God bless her for you to take it? It is no way that the enemy is going to be able to have access to your inheritance. And this goes for the men as well. That woman, it does not matter who it is. At the end of the day, if you don't heal, God is not going to give you your inheritance. I know y'all thought in the Bible it said inheritance, but here in modern time, they don't do inheritance no more. The devil is a lie, because let me explain something to you. You want to tap into your inheritance, you have to disconnect from everything that you once knew. You was only with that person because of abandonment issues that you struggled with as a child. You looked for love in all the wrong places, and you settled for, because I'm so successful, I got so much money, I'm already doing good for myself, it's nothing that really a man can do for me, so I'll just settle with anything. Do you understand how stupid that sound now that I said it out loud? That you didn't have the self-worth within yourself. See, I had to go heal. See, I told you I give you my testimony. I had to go heal and realize that even the person that I am today, because baby, this is the strongest I've ever been. This is the most strongest I've ever been, mentally, spiritually, and physically. Let me explain something to you. Had I stayed with anybody in my past, I would not be who I am today, because nobody's seen the vision. Do you understand? God is not going to bless me so I could turn around and give it to the enemy. No one is allowed to hang on to me anymore as I elevate. It is not that type of thing. It's not that type of party. Jesus was the only one that you can touch his cloth or touch the tip of his cloth and be healed. For me, I had to learn that I am not Jesus. I tried to save everybody. Just hold on to me. We're all going to be successful. No, when they start to let go or start showing their real face and saying, hey, this is who I really am and I really only want from you, baby, I allowed them to fall away. If they want to disconnect, let them disconnect. I don't chase anything no more. Do you understand? I don't even chase a bag, because my energy is good. I understand that once I healed, I created off this blank canvas of what I want my life to be like and who I'm called to be, that there's no way that anybody can even touch me and cipher any of my energy anymore. Do you understand? That's how closed off I am, because I am totally her now. But you have to step into it. You have to step into it. You have to become. And when you become, that's the thing. When you become, no one has access to you. No one. No one has access to you. Right? So, you have to give yourself grace. Yes, you did it. Yes, you had a relationship with them. Yes, you look back at the people that you dated. Yes, I look at the people I dated. I'm like, oh my God. And then the fact that they gonna tell everybody that they once dated me and talked to me. Baby, this, in the beginning of my healing, I'm like, oh my God, I'm so embarrassed. Now listen, I wasn't embarrassed while I was with them, but now that the fact that I know who I am, I got to look at the fact that they gonna say, yeah, man, me and her used to talk. Baby, I got to sit back and say, I know I've been changed, Lord. But I did it. I did it. Yep, I got to look at them while they talk. Yep. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. Yeah, Phil. Yeah, I did. Yeah. Yeah, at that time, I loved him too. I loved him too. I gotta do it. I gotta do it because that's how little I seen of myself. I didn't see myself as good enough to be with anybody that's good looking, or the ones that was good looking. I had to look at this. Really think about this. You look good. You look good. You look fly. But baby, you ain't got a pot to piss in. You stay with your mama. And with your mama and your kids. You asking your mama, you mad at your mama because she won't let you drive her car. She won't give you gas money for your car. Baby, those are the things that you got. Remember that t-shirt business you helped him with? Or that record deal? Boy, you knew he couldn't rap and you like, yup. That's my man right there. He's a rapper. Just because everybody know him in the hood. But you can't rap. The engineer should have took your mic. That is it and that is all. But I stood by you. I mean, not me, but, you could have done it and it's okay. But you have to give yourself grace knowing that you did it from a place of low self-esteem. You didn't know your own self-worth. So let's get into this one. Healing requires honesty. Thank y'all so much. We on fire, ain't we? Healing requires honesty. You cannot heal what you pretend doesn't exist. Now, you can't heal what you pretend you don't exist. As we talked about, a lot of us operate from this place. You hurt my feelings. I'm not going to show it because the world says, survival mode said that you don't show your true feelings. So now I'm going to act like I'm unbothered, baby. I am unbothered, making videos that says unbothered with music. You can't bother me. Baby, you are very bothered. If you took the time to make a video that says you unbothered, to write the caption that says you unbothered, to sit there and do the bobbly head like you unbothered, baby, you are very bothered. Let me tell you what an unbothered person look like. Baby, an unbothered person, I ain't even see the comment. Let me tell you what an unbothered person, ain't nothing worse when somebody trying to be slick or say side something, subliminal video, and you ain't even watching. Ain't nothing worse than when somebody trying to send a subliminal message and you watching the video, but then it's boring. It's not that good. But they talking about you maybe. I don't know. And then you scroll on by. Ain't nothing worse. Let me tell you what I'm bothered is because I'm so focused on myself. I don't have time to wonder why did that happen? Because it's survival mode. That is a toxic trait. That is an unhealed thing for me to sit and wonder why you are disconnecting. Are you not talking? Why? Because that's a choice you chose. I'm no longer searching inside. Is it something I did? Did I do? How can I take what you say and apply it to me? Baby, that's just like me scrolling right now. I go to your live and I come on your live and you talking and I say, she talking about me? No, little special needs. How did you equate that? How did you equate me talking to my followers to you? Do you understand? When you're so focused on yourself, you don't have time to care or think if somebody's attacking you because you're focused on becoming better. So if you're in my life, you're focused on becoming better. You're focused on becoming better. You're not worrying about right now what's going on in the news feed, what's going on in your inbox, because you're in my live focused on becoming better. Boo-boo. So now that's what unbothered is. So, but you got to stop pretending that it don't exist. If your feelings are hurt, acknowledge them. If your friend did something to you don't like, have a conversation with them. But don't pretend it don't exist by saying, I'm going to act like I ain't even hear it. You heard it. You going to go to bed repeating, thinking over and over. Let me tell you something about the enemy. All the enemy do is put a thought. How can y'all be like this? And all of a sudden, the enemy throw a thought. She talking about me? Oh my God. Is he talking about me? Are they trying to be? How the hell did you, what? How did you? So most people would say because there was always jealousy there. No, the enemy just shows up. It goes to show whose gate is open and whose gate is closed. Meaning that you are open to nonsense because you're feeding yourself nonsense. So your door is open. Your gate is open. The enemy was able to throw a thought in there. Mine, my gate closed because I'm so focused on becoming a better version of myself that I miss everything. People think that they're taking shots and it's going over my head. It's just that I choose not to attack. Listen, I see everything. I'm not stupid to anything. I just don't address everything, because my addressing everything at one point in my life was to crash out. It's not worth it. Now it's just that it really doesn't matter anymore. So a lot of people avoid healing because they don't want to face what? They don't want to face what hurt them. What hurt you? Nah, I don't even want to get off into it because I'm good. I've been doing good, not even thinking about it. Or who hurt them? I don't want to be around that person. I'm good. If you still the one that's talking about some, hey, you want to come over? We got a couple of people over there. Who all over there? You need some healing, because let me explain to you why. A healed woman, a healed man, a healed person, period. We don't care who's around, because I'm comfortable with me, that I can go anywhere because I'm comfortable with me. I can't help that you may be jealous, or you may feel away, that's a you problem. I'm comfortable with me. So I'm not asking who's all there, because I don't care. It's not my concern. This is your party. And the moment that I get to the party and I feel like somebody is trying me, I'm going to disconnect myself. I'm not going to argue back and forth. I got to go. So what's another one? Thank you for the follow. What's another one? How it affects them. People avoid healing because how it affects them. How does it affect you? Thank you, Diamond. How does it affect you? It affected me by now I have nightmares. Now I just can't be around. Now I can't. Now is this and now is that. Okay. Let me explain something about healing. All healing can't be self-healed. And I always recommend a therapist. Do you understand me? I'm a life coach. I am not a therapist. Therapists will go ahead and untangle your past to allow you to live freely and peacefully in your present. A life coach is going to elevate you while you're in your present. We tap just a small bit on your past, but in your present to create your future. That's what that is. So it's always good. A lot of triggers and things, healing, you need a therapist. So how it affected you, right? Sometimes you have to go a little bit deeper. Now, how they respond, that you don't want to face. You got something to say? Yeah, you do, Diamond. I'm telling you, it's the best thing you can ever do. And if you want a life coaching session, listen, I'm doing my special, the free 30-minute consultation. You have to book it under the consultation. You get the free 30 minutes of my life coaching session for free. Your first. Don't come back the second time talking about, I need another free one. You ain't getting it. So, so look on my website. It's tofbootcamp.com. Okay, good. It is in my website. The link is in my bio. But listen, let's talk about this. So, and how it changed them. People avoid healing because they don't want to face how it changed them. Through the healing process, I told you about my healing process. I had to sit in each scenario. It was like every scenario that went on in my life that I never addressed properly, which was every one of them. They came back. It was like I was having God, why is these memories coming back? Because I needed to sit in it and I needed to address it with the proper feeling. Because that's why I kept meeting the same type of friends, relationships, because those same energies were allowed to come into my life because I never addressed the emotion the first time with the primary feeling, right? I never addressed the feeling with the primary emotion. I addressed the feeling with the secondary emotion, which was what survival mode told me that I needed to address it. So someone made me sad. They hurt my feelings. I addressed it with anger. That was secondary. So now it came back and I had to address it and I had to sit in it. And I did a lot of crying through my healing process because I had to sit in the emotions. And what I learned through the healing journey was I was hurt a lot. I had been walking this earth for dang near 40 years in pain emotionally. Wow. We go to a chiropractor because we've had pain in our back for so many years. We get it cracked and it's like, That's how I felt when I realized I had been walking most of my life in pain that I never addressed. And I'm not the only one. It's just that I'm the only one that chose to heal. Right? And that's what it feels like. So it's going to be a constant over and over and over. So don't run to God saying, God, take this pain away. Take these thoughts away. I don't want to deal with this no more. A lot of people lose their freaking mind. and they end up in the void. And what is the void? I call the void the place of when you go through that dark night of the soul. Dark night of the soul is just you versus you. That's it. Your survival self versus who God created you to be. When you go through that, people get in the void because they do not want to go anymore in this healing process. It hurt too bad. They don't want to face it. They can't deal with it. So now they did a little bit of healing, and then they are not all the way back in survival mode, but they're not in the healing journey either. They're just here like, okay, I'm just good enough to be here. Right here. And that place is a place of isolation. God does not isolate us. I'm telling you this. I don't care what anybody say. You can believe whatever you want. I'm just telling you. I'm saying it out loud, so think about it. Isolation is a place away from everyone. Hey, Kina, away from everyone. You're not around anyone. You have the fruits, right? God has blessed you with the fruits. Love, joy, peace, all these things. But why would God isolate you? You're supposed to share that. God will disconnect you. And that's what happens in the healing journey. God will disconnect you, right? From everything that's going on, even though you're still present in the world. I can still see nonsense. I can still see chaos. I can still see the mess. But I'm disconnected emotionally from all of that to focus on the inner me. That's how that works. So, but the healing, thank you, Hero Boy. Thank you, Marina. Thank y'all so much for the like, shares, and the follow. Thank you for the like, shares, follows, gifts. Okay, thank you so much. I try to acknowledge everybody, but then I'm trying to teach too. But I just feel it's so important to acknowledge everyone. And if I don't acknowledge you, I'm sorry, right? I'm so sorry. So listen, let's talk about healing requires you to be honest about what? Your pain? Yeah. That's why y'all can't heal, because you're not honest about your pain. Let me tell you what that is. They hurt your feelings and you're like, no, they ain't hurt my feelings. I'm good. Unbothered. Hashtag doing me. You see it. New picture. New hair. Haircut. Over here, fine. In the gym, working out. You see it. Working out. Instagram model. You got it. You see it. BBL. All up in here. Girl, shut up. Your feelings hurt. You got to be honest about that pain. Because after you get through the pain, after all that wear off of unbothered and all that, when the lights off and you know those weeks have passed, baby, you crying, you weak at the knees, you can't take it no more. You like, why did I go get this BBL? Why did I go do this? I don't even want this. I don't want to spend all my money on these gym clothes, and I don't even want to go to the gym. I don't even want, because you wasn't honest about your pain. You're welcome, Paula. You're not being honest about your pain. You pretending. So healing requires you to be honest about your patterns. Listen, I always say I can tell who you're going to be in 6 months and maybe a year by your habits, by your patterns. You say you want a successful business. You say, I want to lose 100 pounds by the end of the year. Okay, cool. Let's start working on something. Okay, so week 1. Now, it's January 1st. So the first week, this is what you have not tried to go grocery shopping, meal prep, look at nothing, try to get up. You did absolutely nothing, baby. You went in there, popped them cinnamon roll biscuits open, hit it against the counter so it can pop open, laid them up good, lined them up good, threw them in the other setback like, yep, I'm going to be fine. Now it's May. Same thing. You want to lose 100 pounds, but you just gained 15. Your habits and your patterns is what's going to, you have to be honest about the thing if you want to heal. Triggers. What are your triggers? A lot of y'all don't know what your triggers are. You know why you don't know what your triggers are? Because when you're in survival mode, you don't know what needs to be healed, because this is who you've been all your whole life. You know how you hear people say, this is who I've been my whole life. I've been like this my whole life. I've been like this my whole life. Or when they say, man, that's just my mom. That's just them. That's just who they've been their whole life. I don't care if that's who you've been. You can be who you want to be around by yourself. You can't be around me being who you want to be. Right? Because I don't tolerate nonsense. You gossip, that's fine. Go gossip. Baby, you can gossip all day. You can keep up as much drama if you want to. You can do it all. And that's fine. You can't be around me, though. Okay? So, Your fears. You got to be honest about your fears. You got to be honest about your wounds. You got to be honest about your behavior. You have to be honest. And listen, self-reflection is the best thing that you can do. A lot of y'all don't realize you the problem. You know why you don't realize you the problem? It's because ain't nobody told you that you the problem. They just let you go on. And the whole time while you acting and doing whatever you doing, guess what they doing? Kicking people under the table, winking of the eye, nudging folks, talking about you, going over here. As soon as you leave, talking about you. Be honest with your own behavior. You know you went up in that place and you stirred up all that drama. You know you went to that party and you went to the family's reunion, the family home, and you stirred up all that. You know you the reason why the cousins are back and forth in each other, going back and forth with each other. You know you the reason that all this is happening. Be honest about it. So honesty sounds like this. Let me tell you what it sounds like. That hurt me more than I admitted. I'm still affected by that. I haven't healed from that situation. Okay? I struggle with trust. I struggle with abandonment. I struggle with insecurity. I avoid things because I'm afraid. I react because I'm hurt. Let me see if I got another one. Right? I react because I'm hurt. Let me explain to you. These things, that's what honesty sound like, but that does not mean that that's what you need to go tell the next person. You need to know when and how to say this. Because what you'll do is go to the enemy and say, okay, what if we struggle with abandonment? This is what you'll go to the enemy. You honest about it. I struggle with abandonment. And you go to the enemy and say, you know, that one narcissistic person, you don't know any narcissistic yet. I just struggle with abandonment issues. Say less. He's going to make sure that he abandon you every chance he get, because he know if he abandon you, you're going to keep running back, looking for more. Now, the thing with abandonment issues, as I tell people, you have to go back to your childhood. Now, that's where most of it starts. So I'll give you an example. So the 6-year-old you. The 6-year-old you have other siblings, and every time your mom is always taking the other siblings somewhere. You're always stuck here. You're 6. The other siblings may be older or may be younger than you. I don't know. However, what you process in your head is, she don't like me. They don't like me. Nobody want to spend time with me. You always want to go because you're a kid trying to process adult decisions. Maybe she's taking the younger kids because whoever's babysitting you don't want to deal with changing Pampers, right? Or maybe she's taking the older kids because your older sister or sibling is having issues that you don't know nothing about, low self-esteem, something that the mom can see, and she needs to spend more time with them. You know, we just never know. But as a 6-year-old, we process adult decisions and we make that lie into the truth. That's how we file it in our head as true, right? So when we file it in our head as true, it's like, dang, we just want love. So anybody that come around that choose us, right, that we feel choose us to come around us, like, hey, you want to hang with us? Because you were never chosen in the home. Thank you so much. You were never chosen in the home. So you find yourself with friends. People that, just because people come up to you and say, hey, you want to hang with us? That does not mean that they're a good person. Good morning, Dons. That does not mean that they're a good person at all. It just means that the enemy is coming in, different person, same energy, to attach to your abandonment issues and to take from you. That's what that means. So sometimes with abandonment issues, it starts from childhood. But what you have to do is go back to that 6-year-old you and say, hey, even if they did do it on purpose, hey, it's not you. You're not the problem. They had issues. They projected onto you to make you feel because of what they felt. Or whatever the truth is, you speak the truth now. Now what you're doing is erasing those emotional feelings that you had tied to that thought, that abandonment, that feeling. You attach the right and the correct emotions to it and process the truth. Then it's easy to let go. It's kind of like you understanding that, hey, I don't feel good today, but everything is going good with me. It's not my energy. Once you identify this is not my energy, immediately it detaches from you. Try it. Try it. Say, this is not my energy. Immediately it detaches to you, but it stays right here until you denounce it, till you get rid of it. Rebuke it, whatever it is. This is not my energy. Get away from me. But do not be the ones, this is not my energy, and I send the energy back to return the sender. Don't do that. Don't do that. Now I'm getting off topic, and the reason why I want to tell you that is, let me explain to you why. Because this is how you get caught in the cycle with the enemy. Because now you bring it to me. Oh, I'm returning it back to sender. Now I just did unto you as you did unto me. Neither one of these are godlike. Neither one of these are godlike. You can do it that way too, Kenneth. Now, so what I'm going to do is that's it. I'm going to disconnect. This is not my energy. You cannot come into my space. You cannot be housed here. Now, because I did that, that energy has no choice but to go back. I didn't purposely do it. It has nowhere to go. It has to go back. So you not doing to them what they're doing to you. What you're doing is not accepting what they deliver. You're not receiving it. No. You can rebuke it. You can send it off to dry places so it can't attach to anyone else. Or you can just acknowledge, get it back, get it up off me. That's it. So this is how, that's kind of like when they say, what the enemy sent for bad, God turned to good. That's kind of what that negative energy into positive energy. That's how you can convert that by allow God to handle it. You allow God to handle it. Stop trying to fight God battles. Listen, that's a big thing going through the healing journey is learning what's your battles. And we have no battles. Do you understand? We have no battles. Oh, thank you so much. Listen, I get emotional, man. I get real touchy now. Go ahead on now, Paula. I'm trying to teach. You better have me emotional. But listen, let me explain to you. So when it came to healing, I had to learn, why am I fighting God's battle? God didn't give us battles. It doesn't matter if he had, even if we go into the book of Judges, and when Barak was going to war, even if we talk about that and how he came to Ruth, like, hey, not Ruth, Deborah, when he came to Deborah and was like, hey, we need help. We need help. When he came to Deborah, even though it looked like they won the battle, it was God. They just had to be there. They're the vessel. God did the work. Do you understand? It became a spiritual. Yes, I do. My YouTube is Chat with Coach Nye. Chat with Coach Nye. It's not all together. Chat with Coach Nye. Go ahead, subscribe. I got a lot of teachers over there too, so check out my playlist. And if you missed any of these classes for the Lead Her Morning Show, that's why I house them at. I post them over there. So the physical is us showing up. The battle is the spiritual attack. How do you think, David and Goliath, how do you think that even happened? Think about it. How does that happen? It's impossible. But not when God is in the mix. The whole time you think you're going to get beat up, but the spiritual warriors holding your enemy back, restricting everything. They don't know it. And you just able to mink. You ready to, hey, I'm definitely going to get beat up in the ring. Y'all see that hand movement? Baby, watch out. Right? You able to get in there. You're able to get in there because the enemy cannot defeat God. So that's what I had to learn. I had to learn to allow God. None of these are my battles. I have no battles. I'm just here. I'm just a vessel, but I have no actual battles. So that's what I need you to understand. So where was we at? Oh, we had finished that. So you cannot heal what you hide. You have to face it to heal it. You have to face it to heal it. If you don't face the problem, you can't heal from it. All you're going to do is keep sweeping it under the rug. And if you keep sweeping it under the rug, it's just going to pile up into a big mess. And then you become a hoarder. You become a hoarder with all your emotions and your energy. Okay? So this is not about blaming yourself. This is about understanding yourself so you can grow. Thank you, Soft Feminine Life. Listen, you want to grow. You want to become better. I thank y'all so much for all the likes, shares, and the follow. If I didn't call y'all out, I am so sorry, but I try to acknowledge everyone when I can. Now, let's look at this one. Healing requires forgiveness. Healing requires forgiveness. Healing requires forgiveness. But that does not make you heal. It requires forgiveness, but it does not make you healed. A lot of people think that if I forgive them, I'm healed. That is not the case. Because When a person come to you looking for an apology, that is for them. That's for them. You did me wrong, and you want me to accept your apology? That's for you. You're convicted in the heart. Me forgiving you, me saying, okay, you know what, I'm going to let that ride. Meaning that I choose not to hold on to that pain. Anything that's going to cause me to fall, anything that's going to cause me to think. Listen, people didn't understand when I would say this. I could be dating, and as soon as they do something that make me question their authenticity, that make me question their faith, or their, are they being truthful? I immediately end the relationship, right? This is me. Don't do what I do, right? That's just me. I immediately end it because of the fact I don't want to be somewhere that I have to just think. Now, what do I mean by that? I don't want to be in a relationship that I'm constantly thinking, is he doing right? Is he not doing right? Is this? No. Okay, that's what we're getting into, Lasan 1K. That's exactly what we get into. That part. People think because you forgive them, they have access. So let's get into it. So forgiveness is one of the hardest parts of healing, because forgiveness, people think, but it does not mean what happened was okay, or you have to reconnect. We're going to be friends again. No, sir. You trust them again. No, I don't. Sure don't. You have to allow the same behavior. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I do not know you anymore. Because what you did is, now that you did something to me, what you just did is made me create a special boundary for you. So this is how it is. You have your boundaries of who you are, right? And then categorizing people when they come into your life. Everybody don't go into the friend category. Those are the boundaries. Meaning that now you're in here. I gave you the boundaries that to get, this is the full me. You get those boundaries. But now you done categorized yourself into someone that purposely hurted me. Now you get another set of boundaries that's just for you, because you won't be my friend. You're not going to have access to me. You're not going to have that. Those boundaries are you just cool. And those boundaries consist of, if you see me in the street, okay, I'll say I know you, but don't come up too close. Go on back up. Give me 50 feet back up. No. So forgiveness means I'm choosing to release the whole this situation. This situation a person has on me. Hey, good afternoon. I will not allow you to have a hold on me. That's it. That's done. So when you don't forgive, though, you carry anger. You carry anger. You carry resentment, pain, and emotional weight. That's what you carry. Those are the type of things you carry. And that weight shows up. How it shows up is your moods. Now I got to deal with your drama. Somebody done hurt you. You done came to work today, and now you my waitress or waiter, and I got to deal with your attitude. I didn't hurt you. These men that do the podcast of all women, they all this and they all that, and they want to argue and they want to go back and forth. Listen, I had plenty of men come onto my live to try and give me the bait of, so you telling me women, you go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and mute you. I'm not going to block you, because you need to hear what needs to be said. That's why you were led to my live. So listen, and the women podcast that sit up and dog, all men ain't nothing and all this, that, baby, I don't believe that, because, when it come to Obama, baby, if he had cheated, baby, we was going to find out about it. So, that's an example. But really and honestly, I do not believe all men cheat. Now, it's women that's around me that says that all men cheat. That's why they cheat back. And the reason why they say that is because they're coming from a place of survival mode. When you are healed, you understand that there are people that's just set apart, meaning you and I, the generational curse breakers, the ones that decides to become the better version of ourselves, we're set apart. And the reason why we're set apart is because we lead with true, genuine love, and they have to understand, and they have to learn what love is. We were born with it. You have to become love. Love is not an action. Love is not agape. Love is not conditional, unconditional. That's not what love is. Love is the fruits. You have to become the fruits. Love is the highest gift of all. It is God. That is it, and that is all. You have to become it. It's not one of those things of, I love you, because when you say you love a person, as I taught you guys, in survival mode in a household, we're taught three things: angry, happy, and jealousy. And if they make you cry, you're angry. If they give you a compliment, you're happy. If they tell you they love you, you're happy. Now, how does love equate to happy? Because let me tell you, once you put it in that category, you're here. You in love because they make you so happy. But baby, when they stop making you happy, what do you do with that love now? You put it in anger or jealousy. This is where jealousy comes from. These are where things come from because of the fact they love, right? And they don't know what to do with it. Now they creating a thing with you. They love your hair. They love the way you move. They love the way you speak. They love your channel. They love this. They love that. And they feel like they girl fanning or boy fanning. And they doing this and it's like, And then you say one thing or the fact that you made them feel away or you said something that triggers something in them. Now they got to take it out of happy. And then they put it in jealousy. This is how you get haters. That's why I teach you guys. If you don't understand how to deal with a hater, you're constantly like, you're a hater, you're a hater. They're not a hater. They're just misaligned emotions put somewhere. That's it. They don't know it, but they're in survival mode. You chose to heal. And since you chose to heal, you give them grace. Let them be who they are. You embody love, meaning that when you show up into somebody's life, you bring light and it lights them up. You rekindle the flame that's in them. Do you understand? Some people are sitting in darkness, but when you show up, you don't have a flashlight. Everybody's in the dark with a flashlight. You show up and they're like, how are you able to walk through the tunnel? Because baby, I'm the light. That's it. When you come in the room, you make them happy. That's love. You becoming. You have to be coming. When God come in this room, we say we love God, but we don't know why we say we love God. We say we love God because they told us. You got to love God. If you don't love nobody else, you got to love God. And then this is what they do. Oh, I love God. But yet you mistreat everybody else that's around you. So you don't know what true love is. Once you embody what love is, you have to understand the kingdom of God is within you. He is love. It has to be in you. If it ain't in you, baby, no, you do not love him and anybody else because you don't know what love is. You just don't. And it's not a thing of me picking at you. You just don't. No one taught you because how can a person teach you something of God living in a place of hell? Survival mode. That's where Satan dwells. Why would he teach you anything about God? Of course, he's going to tell you what? Yeah, you love God. Just say it. That's all you got to do is say it. No, you have to embody it. You have to become it. So, I'm sorry. So, where did we stop? So, we talked about it shows up how when you don't forgive, you carry anger, resentment, pain, emotional weight. And that weight shows up in what? Moods, reactions, relationship, mindsets, peace. That's how it shows up. So forgiveness is not of them. Forgiveness is for you. And do I believe the kingdom of God is in everyone? Do I believe? Because I believe God created us all. It's just who chose. Who chose to allow their flames to be rekindled? Who chose, meaning that who chose to heal, to get to back to their true authentic self, who God created them to be. So forgiveness is not for them. It's for you, right? So you won't hold on to that. But it allows you to let go. It allows you to breathe, move forward, heal, find peace. I wasn't allowed to go to church. I got baptized 6 months ago. All are created by God, but not all are born of God. And you're absolutely right, Kenneth. You're absolutely right. Yep. Thank y'all for the follow. Listen, I'm losing all my earrings. So listen, this is about to be a thing. It's about to be a thing. Now in a second, cut off all my hair. Listen, enjoying it. So, so you can forgive and still have boundaries. Thank you, creation, for the follow. You can forgive and still walk away. You can forgive and still have boundaries. You can forgive and still walk away. Thank you for the follow. Walk away. I forgave you, but you can't have access to me anymore. No. Like the woman with the issue of blood, she said, if I could just touch his garment, I'll be healed. And that's what healed her. Baby, listen, all this love that I got within me, all this energy that I have within me, all this peace that I have within me, baby, I'm not allowing you to touch and take anything from me. This is mine. I'm only giving to, and that's that overflow of the cup. God filled my cup up, and when it overflows, that's the only thing that I'm going to share. And I know you was not sent by God. What my overflow is for the people that's sent by God. You're not sent by him. Go ahead. I'm going to put you right here at this gate. There's the boundary. Okay? So healing requires boundaries. This class has went on longer than what it should go on. It's only like a 30-minute class. If that's tops. So listen, we get into the end. That's okay. But you know what, Paula? You get to a point that you understand you don't need nobody but God. And that's part of the healing journey, for him to teach you that all these people is just me. All these people is me. All this is me. Which parts of the Bible are literal and which are symbolic? I don't know, Teddy. It's not that type of class. It's a healing teaching class. So you got to go research that on your own. But inbox me when you find out. So healing requires boundaries. You cannot heal in environments that continue to hurt you. Why would you try to heal and stay in the same environment? God, I just need to be healed. But you're still with the person that's hurting you every day that you're trying to heal from. Right? Healing requires you to protect your peace, your energy, mental health, and your emotions. When I tell you I have disconnected from any and everybody, pretty much everybody from my past, I've disconnected from, right? And the reason being is I can't grow connected to people that are going to hold me accountable to the person that I used to be. I can't do that. It makes no sense. How can I heal, but yet I still want to be there? How can I do that? I can't. Yes, Kenna. So, but if you keep talking to the same people who hurt you, staying in the same unhealthy environment, accepting the same behavior, ignoring the red flags, allowing disrespect, you will keep reopening the same wound over and over and over. So I had to learn that it is okay to say no. My no is a period. It was okay for me to disconnect from people and not worry about people saying, well, that's your, that's been your childhood friend. That's your family. That's this, I don't care what y'all think. I do not care, because none of y'all are walking in the shoes that I'm walking in. Yes, you may have pain in your life that I didn't experience, but whatever, that pain was created for you to have. My pain was created for me to have. And baby, I am full right now, and it hurts so bad that I want to change. And if you still want to sit in yours and say, well, I went through it, that is a you problem. Fine, sit in it. If you think that is all, I went through it and look at me. Okay, if you think that's all that you have to offer in life, then fine, be at it. I'm going to go over here and I'm going to heal, because I don't want to be like that person. I don't want to be chasing no man. I don't want to be sitting around. Think about this. How many times have you been in a relationship with a man or with a woman that y'all never put a title on it, right? But yet you're doing husband, wife, activities for them, cooking for them, doing all these things, this, that, and the third. And this is the type of women that I were around. These were the type of influences that I had, that they're going to cook for the man. They're going to do all these things for the man. They're going to show up for the man. They're going to do this. They're going to pay the bills, let the man not work, use the car, do all these things. These are the women that I'm around. These are the women that I'm around. They're going to pay for the man. They're going to do all these different things, right? And that man never one time said that we in a relationship and you doing all those things, and then you find out he cheating, and then all of a sudden now you looking crazy, you hurting and you in pain and you in all these things, and instead of you dealing with the pain, you go get another man to do the same thing for that man, and blase, it keeps on going, and you want to tell me, well, you getting a divorce? Girl, I went through, he cheated on me. I mean, look at me. Yes, I'm looking at you, bozo. I'm looking at you. I'm trying to figure out where's your red clown nose, because I see you with the wig. I see you with the makeup, but I don't understand where your clown nose at. Let me help you find it, because that's not going to be me. Just because you said it was okay in that season of your life does not mean that it's okay. Yes, so what, you did it. But for me, I'm going to heal. I'm going to heal. I'm not doing one over with, I'm going to just get with somebody. I'm not doing that no more, because all that meant is I had issues of why I felt I needed somebody in my life. Why didn't I think I was good enough? Oh, childhood. Oh, okay. I remember. They never made me feel like I was good enough. Oh, okay. I got it. Let me fix that. Because it wasn't the fact that I wasn't good enough. It was just the person that was making me feel like I wasn't good enough. Guess what their problem was? They were projecting their insecurities on me as a child. So now that I realized as an adult, I had to go back to that child and say, hey, they got issues. Baby, they all got issues, okay? It ain't you, it's them. So now I need you to get up and see yourself the way God see you. Now you focus on you. I want you to be so focused on you that here it is that you don't have time for any nonsense. I had to go back to the childhood me and tell the childhood me, I am so sorry that this happened to you. It's okay, because nobody told you so sorry. Nobody gave you a hug, but I'm giving you a hug right now. But I need you to understand, all that hurt and all that pain has created me. I'm Big Isha now. So Big Isha Keisha ain't gonna go through the things that you went through. So yes, you went through it to create me. So you don't need anybody to have your back. You don't need anybody to protect you because you have grew up to be the protector. You understand who you are and whose you are, and you don't need anybody else. So now that's who I am today. And I'm able to walk away from that. And I'm able to stand. And I'm able to be so focused on me that I don't have time for your nonsense. I don't care what you do. You go find your own red clown nose. Go find whatever. I don't care what you do. But I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do. And what I learned is I don't want to be in a relationship right now. It's not important to me. Like, listen. Yeah. I'm a woman. Yeah. Of course. I want to be married. I want to find whose rib am I from. That's the one that I want. God, whose rib am I from? But you know what? You're not in my life right now because obviously you're still pushing on the door that say pull. And the reason why you're pushing on the door that say pull, you haven't went through your healing journey all the way. So why would God bless you with me that's been healing for you to mess up my life? He ain't gonna do it. And ladies, why would God bless you with that man when he's been putting in all the work to heal and you sitting here talking about some, I'm just gonna find me another man? No. No. Okay? So all those type things, when you don't heal, you'll just constantly keep reopening the same wound. And I chose not to. I'm not opening these wounds anymore. I'm not doing this anymore. I'm not letting I'm not going to chase something to make me feel better. And it wasn't so much that I would get in a relationship after a relationship just like that. It's not that I would do that. Have a great day. Bye-bye. If you're leaving. Listen, it's not that I would do that to, like, yeah, one of you, I got me another man. That's not what I was doing. I was trying to hurry up and fill that void before I feel it. I don't want to feel it. I don't want to feel the pain. So, feel the void. But I realized I needed to feel all of that. And now that I am who I am, I think about everybody that mistreat me. I'm telling you, part of the healing journey, baby, you'll get to that stage that you want to go mink everybody, but you're so healed that you know that they didn't know any better. Now you see how I'm able to look at them and I see how weak they were. And I see how, they didn't have any self-worth. They're weak. Some of them slow. You know what I mean? And I'm able to look at them and see that like, you know what? I'm not even just to go back and forth and say you did. It ain't even worth it. Because now you get everybody that did me wrong get to see me grow. And guess what? Some of them, I get on their nerves so bad, they got to block me. Maybe sometimes they got to block me. Because it's like, now who she thinks she is? She done came from, sure did. Because I'm not who I used to be. And baby, you can tell in everything I talk about in my book. My book is Trinity Walk to Self-Love. It is on Barnes & Noble, Walmart, and Amazon website. Listen. I am clothed in the disclosure of I don't play no games. I'm not here for the let me borrow. I'm not here from the let me trauma dump. I'm not here for everything about me says none of that. Everything about me says I know who I am and I'm confident and comfortable with who I am and how I show up. So no, they're not going to try me. Yes, they will talk about me behind my back. Yes, they will get in group chats and talk about me, but nobody will come here because of the fact I'm too powerful. They already know it ain't going to happen. Right? And that's how you have to see yourself. So let me tell you what boundaries look like. Boundaries look like saying no. Saying no. It's just no. It's nothing else. It's no, well, I can't because, no, it's just no. Learn how to say no. It is Trinity Walk to Self-Love. I think I got my book here. I usually have a book on all my desks. Girl, I got desks everywhere. Let me tell you something, how prepared I am. It's no way that y'all are going to walk away and never get no content from me. And when I mean content, some teaching. Baby, I got a computer in my guest room, a computer upstairs in my studio, computer in my room. So no matter where I go, I have my hard drive. I plug it in. Anytime I get a thought, boom, plug that hard drive. I be going, listen, but I'm serious. That's how crazy I be. I'm like, oh yeah, that's gonna be good. Listen, here we go. This is my book, Trinity Walk to Self-Love. That's it. It is on Barnes & Noble, Amazon, Walmart website. Thank you. But yeah, I'm constantly, so I try and keep a book at every desk. But child, listen, I still open up this book and I read some things. It's more like how I'm doing here. I teach and then I give you journaling questions afterwards. That's kind of how it is. So listen, so let's talk about it. let's get back into it. What does boundaries look like? Boundaries look like saying no, creating distance, limiting access, protecting your time, not over-explaining, walking away, choosing peace over familiarity. Listen, just because it's familiar, I don't want nothing to do with it, baby. I don't care. I choose peace. Now, boundaries are not punishment. They're not punishment. Boundaries are protection. Protection from who, though? Protection for you, right? It is not to protect you from them. It is to protect you. Listen, screw them. You. I care about my heart. I care about my peace. That's what it's protecting. Because if you put the boundaries out, baby, they still going to come. You can't keep you can't keep the enemy from doing his job. That's one thing about the enemy. He's going to do his job. The problem is you don't do your job. Now, your job look like operating in purpose, whatever it is that God called you to be, focusing so much on you, healing and growing. That's your job. The enemy job is to destroy everything, and he has not stopped yet. He don't stop just because I rebuke you. No, he don't stop. He's like, okay, I got to come in another angle. He just keep finding different angles. That's why I said all this time, the enemy does it like this. If I can keep you so focused on rebuking me, you still won't be in your purpose. If I can keep you so focused on rebuking me, then you still won't do what you were called to do. So that's why I don't even waste my time with all this rebuking, because I realize that, that's not my battle. My job is to be the vessel. God told me to do this, and this is what I'm doing. Listen, I stopped getting in God's fight. I stopped getting in grown folk business. Listen, God, okay, this is God's fight. He don't need me. He don't need no assistance. We ain't got to jump nobody. He need me to do what he told me to do and let him do what he need to do. Stay in a child's place. So I stay in a child's place. I'm not worrying about all that, because the more that I sit and focus on rebuking, sending back to sender, all this witchcraft, people coming from all this crap, focusing on other people, all that, and I'm getting away from what my purpose is. So learn that. I need you to understand that. You deserve to heal in an environment that supports your growth. If it's not supporting your growth, then you disconnect. If it's not supporting your growth. Now, what I did not say is cut off. A lot of people want to go heal, like I can't be around you because you doing this, you doing. I hear people say that. I never say anything because that's their business. But that's not healthy. That's not healthy, right? I'm healing, I can't be around you. No, my testimony is needed. I need to lead by example. Now, we're not going to hang out and do all this craziness, but I'm not going to cut you off. I'll disconnect from our activities that we used to participate in. But you have to see my growth. That's the testimony, my character. So, and as I taught you guys about women of leadership, I'm doing a series of women in the Bible, leadership through the women of the Bible. And that's on my YouTube. My YouTube is Chat with Coach Nye. And what I'm doing over there is showing women that what leadership looks like. It's not just what holding the mic, having followers. That's not what leadership all look like. So I was teaching about Ruth. Her leadership trait was just her character. It was her character. Everybody knew who she was. Boaz and everyone knew who she was because of what she did for Naomi. Not because she boasted about it. None of that. Everyone knew, right? So the last one that we're going to talk about is hurt people. Hurt people. I know y'all are going to stay for this one. Heal people. Heal people. So, it's so powerful. Let's talk about it. When someone is hurt and unhealed, these are the things that they will do. Project their own pain onto you. React emotionally. Struggle with trust. Hurt others unintentionally and intentionally. All right? Carry negativity. Repeat unhealthy patterns. That does not excuse bad behavior, but it helps you understand people act from where they are emotionally. Now, the real question is, who do you want to be? As I told you through the healing process, you have survival and you have the healed, authentic you. Survival mode. Now, in the survival mode, this is where people tell you the tick for tat, he cheated, go cheat. If they go to hell, if they go low, I'm going to hell. And all this. But the healed version of you, your true authentic self, right? This is what it looked like when you heal. You respond instead of reacting, meaning that you take the time to take a deep breath, reflect, see what's going on before you even react to something. You communicate better. Your love is healthier, right? Because you understand that you have to become love. You set boundaries. You bring peace instead of chaos. When you show up, it's peaceful. You ain't the one in the family keeping up all the mess. You break cycles. Just because we've been doing it that way, like they said. I mean, it happened to me. I did it, and I'm fine. Okay, I'm going to break that cycle. And that was me. And truthfully, that was me. I've never been the type of person to deal with people that cheat. Like, if you cheat, I just go ahead and disconnect. I don't care. Divorce you, I don't care. Because I don't cheat. So if I can respect you, I expect the same respect. And if you can't respect me, instead of me getting mad and angry, forcing you to be someone you're not, which is a faithful person, I'm going to disconnect and get myself out of that situation. But a survival mode person would say, oh, I mean, all men cheat. Well, you're just going to be single. You just going, they cheat on me. I just go back and cheat back. Okay. All I hear is the alphabet. STD, AID, HIV. That's all I hear. Because that's eventually what will happen. Because you're inviting nonsense into your relationship. Right? So, when you are healed, you grow emotionally. You become more aware. You break the cycles. I chose to break the cycles. That's it. Right? So healed people don't just change their life. They change the lives of others. And that's why I told you guys, I decided to heal instead of doing the whole thing of, well, they did it. It's just what happens. No, I chose to break that cycle and I chose to heal. And heal people, what do? We teach people. It says people act from where they are emotionally. This is what I'm doing from where I am emotionally. I'm teaching you. I develop other leaders. I am a leader, but I develop other leaders. I don't just have followers. So your healing is just not for you. It impacts your future relationships, your family, your environment, your leadership, and your purpose. That's what healing does, okay? So let's do a recap of what we talked about today. Healing takes time. It does. But every step you take matters. You don't have to rush your healing. You just have to commit to it. You deserve peace and you deserve to become whole. That's what all today was about. So I hope y'all got your notebook because, of course, y'all got homework. Listen, so we're going to run down the RPI. The RPI is how you do a self-reflection, checks and balances of yourself. If you want this chart, you guys can look on my website, tofbootcamp.com. Go onto my shop and you can download it for free. Check out my blogs too on my website because I put some documents in there, workbooks and things in there that you can download as well for free. So anyway, let's get into the RPI. A for acknowledge. What hurt me that I never healed from? Ask yourself that. Hey TNT, what's up? R for release. Release pain and emotional wounds. Okay? P for practice. Spend time reflecting. I for inner explorer, which is self-reflection. What does my inner self need? E for empower. I am healing and becoming whole. Okay? And what I want you to journal is, I'm going to give you 3. You can either do all 3 or just do 1. It doesn't matter. What am I still healing from? What emotions do I avoid dealing with? And who or what do I need to forgive? Okay? Now your homework. I want you to spend time alone reflecting today. Yeah, I don't care if it's 5 minutes. Now let's get to our declaration. Thank you, TNT. Our declaration. I want you to repeat after me. Y'all ready? I give myself permission to heal. I am honest about my pain. And I release what is holding me back. I forgive, I grow, and I protect my peace. I am becoming whole. Okay? Now the scripture is Psalms 147:3. He heals the brokenhearted and binds up their wounds. Okay? So listen, I'm going to give y'all a couple of updates. This is the end of class. Tomorrow we'll be talking about setting boundaries. Yesterday we talked about, Friday we talked about forgiveness. And yesterday, what did we talk about yesterday? Letting go is what we talked about yesterday. Hey, Pammy, we are closing it out. We talked about letting go. So listen, a couple of updates that's coming on. So I got a couple of things that I got. I am the founder of the Lead Her Movement, right? The Lead Her Movement. I'm doing the morning show. This is my soft introductory of bringing what my network and what my platform is going to be about, because I'm going to put myself in one space. Okay, I'm going to put myself in one space so you can have access to me. I told you the whole purpose of, first off, I'm the coach that's going to save the world. In order to save the world, I have to teach you how to heal. That's what I do. So in order for you to heal, I'm going to create an environment and a place that keep you so focused on yourself, right? Thank you so much, Kenneth, that you're going to be so focused on yourself that you don't have time for any nonsense or anyone else. You don't have time for it. That's the whole goal. So with my network, that's where I'll be doing my teaching. I'll be doing my workouts. I do not like saying workout, but my training exercises. We'll be doing live training. And I'm going to introduce you guys to my 6-minute ab class that I teach. I used to teach this at the YMCA. What else? And life coaching. I'm going to be doing all of that. Oh, thank you, TNT. I'm going to be doing all of that on my app, and it is called the Lead Her Movement. And I don't know if I put the video out yet, but I will be putting a video out letting you know the 20 founding members. I'm going to start that. So once each tier get up to 20, then I'll have to close it out. You will not be able to get it at a discount. That's just what it is. And that's what your final price will be for the entire year. Now I have different challenges. I'm going to have all type of stuff on that because I want you, it's not that I want to take you away from social media. You can be on social media, but I want to put you in an environment where there are real sisters, because where I'm teaching is what a sister is. I'll let you know, TNT, what a real sister is. Now, I'm not talking about sis, I'm talking about real friendship. I'm bringing that back because the whole platform is to teach you how to build a tribe. We're building over there. So if you join, even it doesn't even say members, it say like family. Your name, it doesn't say member, like under your profile is called beloved, because that's who you are. You're beloved, right? And you can set up your profile and you can do whatever you want to do over there. So I got that going on. So that's coming down. I'm just doing a soft introductory for that. Okay. So that's what that will be. Now, if you want some life coaching sessions, go to tofbootcamp.com and you can book me there. You want some workout programs? I have workout programs there. Do what you need to do. Just get on a subscribe list for my website, so therefore you'll know when I start opening up the 20 member slot, because you want to get it at that price. So subscribe there. Now, that is for the Lead Her Movement. If you missed any of these episodes, my morning talk show, you guys can go to my YouTube. My YouTube is Chat with Coach Nye. That's where I house them under the playlist Lead Her Movement. I also have the 31-Day Inner Transformation playlist. I also have the Cozy Sunday Chat with Coach Nye. I have the Power Within, and I have the Coach Nye Leadership Lounge, where I teach in that playlist about the women in the Bible and their leadership. So it's a lot of teaching over there. Go subscribe and hit the notification bell, because I go live every Sunday on YouTube and every other Monday. So go over to my YouTube Chat with Coach Nye and hit the notification bell and subscribe. Now, another thing that we do, that I have going on. Now, this is the one that I wanted you guys. I should have led with this one first, because this is something new, but this is what I'm doing. I told you who I am, so now you'll understand. So also, I'm the founder of the Trinity Owners United. And what the Trinity Owners United is for you. So I told you I'm a leader. I don't have followers. I develop other leaders. So when you're in purpose, you do nothing that you want. You do everything that God wants. What is going to benefit his people? Passion is of self, purpose is of God. So the Trinity Owners United, we're starting off here. So that's what I'll do every month. I'm thinking about doing it weekly, but for right now, every month, I will be opening up my platform. And it's for all small business owners and small content creators, for you to come on and advertise your stuff. Now, doing that, all that's doing is making you exposed to people that probably would have never seen your content that may know me. It's not saying it's going to boost everything. What it is I'm teaching, once again, I'm teaching the world how to reach back properly without doing it for the clout, without doing it for I need this or what. No, it's just doing it because this is how the world's supposed to be. So that's what the Trinity Owners United is going to be about. And I'm going to have, and I'm creating and getting its network up and running where all business, small creators, you guys are going to come. It's going to be our hub. Okay. So that's what that be. It is TNT. Listen. So that's those are the two. The Lead Her movement, I'm a founder of that, and I'm the founder of the Trinity Owners United. So you guys, if you haven't followed me, go ahead and follow me so you guys can join the platform when I say, I'm going live, and you can come in and introduce yourself, right? Now with that doesn't mean that you don't advertise yourself. Let people know what time you're going to go live. This is how, as a life coach, I'm going to teach you how to be a coach. I'm going to teach you how to, be a motivational speaker of yourself for your product, right? And how you to be confident in speaking up for yourself, right? So that's another thing. So I will be teaching life coaching as well. I have so many different things going on that you guys can be a part of. But my life coaching to teach other life coaches how to be a life coach will be under the Lead Her movement. That's what that teaching will be. But it'll be an invite, so I'll bring it here, and you guys can, it doesn't matter, male or woman, but that's where my lives will be at. Now, we got that out of the way. Now, I am the founder of the Trinity of Fitness Bootcamp. Trinity of Fitness Bootcamp. So, with the Trinity of Fitness Bootcamp, they all go together, but they're separate. The Trinity of Fitness Bootcamp is the overall of fitness, spiritual, mental, and physical, meaning I personal train. That's what I personal train at the Trinity of Fitness Bootcamp. And with that, I'm not a typical personal trainer that just come in, give me your money and I'm going to train you up. No. I got to train you mentally. So you're going to get homework, you're going to get a workbook, you're going to get a whole session. So your program, your exercise program, your training program will come with what your exercise is for that week, maybe month, or whatever it is that you want. But it's also going to have homework for you to challenge yourself mentally and spiritually. So that's what that's about. So the Coach Nye Production Company is housing all of these things, right? And it is because it is a network, right? And it is growing, and it is constantly growing. Listen, TNT, thank you so much for all them roses. It is constantly growing. And so while it's growing, this is why I'm introducing it to you guys, so you can get in while it's growing, because it is going to be big. It is big. So if you join the Lead Her network, you're going to get all of that. You're going to get the Trinity of Fitness Bootcamp. You're going to get the Trinity Owners United, because also in the app, we're going to do challenges as well. I'll let you promote your things. Those are things. I don't build communities. I don't believe in communities. Communities are things that people come together to gather something, but they don't come together to build. They get what they need to get, and then they go. Tribe come together to build, because they can't go up higher without the next person, because it's family oriented. That's what I deal with. So I think I got everything out the way. If you need anything from me, go to my link tree. If you haven't followed, go ahead and follow. Right now, I still have the Group Me, and I put homework in there every week as well, still. So my Group Me is Chat with Coach Nye. You can download that. If you want to get in contact with me, access me real quick, you can go to Group Me, and I'll get a notification. What else? Now, your weekly homework assignment that I put out. I put out a weekly homework assignment every week. Now, if you're subscribed to my website, tofbootcamp.com, you get an email from me with your weekly homework assignment. If you're not, if you follow me here on social media, you'll see it when I post it. I posted this week's. You guys can check it out. However, I also have the playlist here on TikTok that is the weekly healing assignment. So go in there. It's like 60-something assignments in there now. Go check them out. It's just something quickly that you could just do, a quick reflection of self, okay? Listen, I thank y'all so much for everything. My book, if y'all haven't got it, it is Trinity Walk to Self-Love. It's on Barnes & Noble, Amazon, Walmart website. Oh my God, my podcast. I forgot. My podcast, Chat with Coach Nye. This week is the last episode of leadership through the book of Daniel. This is the last episode, okay? So this is the chapter 6. We're talking about the lion's den. So that's the leadership course that I'm teaching. It is called God's Plan. It's the leadership course that I'm teaching through the book of Daniel. So you guys go check out my podcast. My podcast is Chat with Coach Nye. There is no spaces in between. It's Chat with Coach Nye. That is it, and that is all. Go check me out and subscribe. So listen, I love you guys. If no one told you today, I'm telling you now, I love you, and I am so proud of you. Remember to pour into yourself before you pour into others. Coach Nye out. If you missed this episode or any of my episodes or any of my teachings, go to my YouTube, Chat with Coach Nye. Look under the playlist, and you'll find every teaching that I've ever done. Okay? Have an amazing day.